We've talked about that new flight linking Shanghai to Athens that launched at the end of last year. I mean, what's the feeling then as the country's welcoming this new influx of travellers from China?
Well, the mood here in the Greek capital is quite divided because on the one hand we have the government who followed the EU recommendations to impose different measures for those traveling from China, but then on the other hand we have business owners or people working in the tourism industry who are waiting for this moment for China to open up and people to come and visit the country for almost 3 years now since the pandemic broke out. They're expected for those Chinese nationals to come here because they're a large part of the revenue of the tourism and the hospitality industry. We went around in the Greek capital and we spoke to some of those owners, and what they told us is that they're not afraid of it and they know how to live with COVID-19. The U-turn comes a few days after direct flights between the two countries were inaugurated, but businesses seem to have a different approach.
To be honest, I'm not afraid at all. I have many Chinese clients and I know that they will respect us and take all precautions so they can be safe and make sure that we will be safe.
Late last week in a government meeting, the Ministry of Health decided to impose measures which include a negative COVID-19 test 48 hours prior to departure for travelers from China and the use of high protection masks at all Greek airports. Additional measures include sewage collection from airports with international flights and aircrafts arriving from China. All the above measures are a complete reversal of stance of Greek authorities, who only last week said there will be no special restrictions for those traveling from China. Now, there is concern over the increased surge of cases and fears that the virus could possibly spread again, but restaurant owners say that COVID-19 has become a way of life and that they're more concerned of inflation rather than those traveling from China.
I'm not concerned at all. I'm sure that before they leave China they will be fully vaccinated and take all safety measures. Yes, we have to be careful, but not only for air travellers from China, but everywhere. I'm looking forward to the Chinese coming to Greece.
The virus is a thing of the past, and I'm not worried about it at all. It's become part of everyday life. We've taken all measures, from tests to vaccinations, so I don't think Chinese tourists are the problem. Quite the contrary. The real problem we face at the moment is inflation. That's our main worry.
During almost 3 years of strict measures and limited flights, Greek tourism almost collapsed. After coming out of the pandemic, though, the tourism sector is rebounding with record numbers of arrivals, even higher than those from 2019. And those numbers are expected to increase as more flights from China were announced. 250,000 Chinese tourists visited the country in 2019, and the Ministry of Tourism now is saying that more than 600,000 are expected for this summer alone. That's why on January 19th, the Ministry of Health will be sitting down with a delegation from the tourism sector as well as the hospitality sector to discuss whether they will impose further restrictions or they will ease the ones that are already in place.
Evangelos Tsipras in Athens at the airport, thank you very much.